Let me state this clearly, colleagues. I have never met with or had any conversation with any Russians or any foreign officials concerning any type of interference with any campaign or election in the United States. Further, I have no knowledge of any such conversations by anyone connected to the Trump campaign. I was your colleague in this body for 20 years, at least some of you, and and the suggestion that I participated in any collusion, that I was aware of any collusion with the Russian government to hurt this country, which I have served with honor for 35 years, or to undermine the integrity of our democratic process, is an appalling and detestable lie.
This is not about getting to the truth, finding answers, finding out what the facts are. The Democrats, members of the liberal mainstream media, they don't care about any of that. Why? Because their goal, if we're going to be blunt and honest, is to destroy and discredit President Trump now by any means necessary. Robert Mueller, who should be closing up shop. One, he has stunning conflicts of interest, like the fact he's known James Comey for years. They're good friends. In fact, Comey testified that the reason he had a friend leak a memo, which we believe is illegal, to the New York Times was to bring about the appointment of a special counsel. And big surprise, it ended up being Robert Mueller. And Fox News previously reported Comey's testimony last week was, quote, closely coordinated with the special counsel. So think about this for a minute. You have a disgruntled former fired employee in James Comey, clearly spiteful, clearly angry, out for revenge, and now one of his closest personal friends is now leading the investigation into President Trump, who Comey is accusing of wrongdoing. There is no way that this investigation can be fair or objective. Loretta Lynch tried to obstruct justice by interfering in the FBI's Clinton email server investigation. Now, here's how James Comey described it last week in front of this very same committee. Take a look.
The Clinton campaign at the time was using all kinds of euphemisms, security review, matters, things like that for what was going on. We were getting to a place where the Attorney General and I were both going to have to testify and talk publicly about it. And I wanted to know, was she going to authorize us to confirm we had an investigation? And she said, yes, but don't call it that, call it a matter. And I said, why would I do that? And she said, just call it a matter.
This is my friend laying motionless in the outfield. And of course, I thought the worst. These are the things that we have to think about when we hear the political, rhetorical hate that we see in today's society. And we have to take a step back as Republicans like me and as Democrats and those in the media, those on social media, and make today the day that we stand up against those who turn hate into violence like I witnessed. President Trump is 100% correct. Without the two brave Capitol Police officers who were there as part of Steve Scalise's detail, many of us might not be alive today.
I would start with the very beginning of your monologue, and I wish every Republican would look at the lesson that the Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, gave them today. He was passionate. He used strong language. He didn't back down. He had the facts. And he was prepared to go nose to nose with liberals every time they smeared him. And I think he clearly won because he was willing to be even more judgmental and more emotional and more committed than were the Democrats. Now, if every Republican learned that, and let me take the example of Attorney General Lynch. It's been, I think, a week since the Democratic ranking member of the Intelligence Committee, Senator Feinstein, said she thought that the Congress ought to look into whether or not Attorney General Lynch was in fact obstructing justice.
He felt clearly that Loretta Lynch was giving cover to the Clinton campaign. Was she?
I think we need to know more about that. And there's only one way to know about it, and that's to have the Judiciary Committee take a look at that.
It's the story of a sickly lady who had dreams of returning to the White House. I've lost count of all the lies she's told. Like her husband, I think it's made her ill. the story of a man named Barry who may or may not be a Muslim.
Assalamu alaikum.
He says one thing, then he does another. Secretly he hates America.
Marcia, what happened?
Peter hit me in the nose with a football. I can't go to the dance like this.
Well, I'm sure it was an accident, sweetheart.
An eye for an eye. That's what Dad always says.
I never said that, honey.
Shut up! Time to teach Peter a lesson.
Marcia, eat a Snickers.
Why?
You get a little hostile when you're hungry. Better? Better.
Russia, Russia, Russia.
Jan, this isn't about you.
It never is. That's the way they all became the Shady Bunch. The Shady Bunch. The Shady Bunch. That's the way they became the Shady Bunch.
That's all, folks.
Aha! Aha! What do you know from funny, you